Monday! So we're at April 26th today, and just going to wait for everyone to get on. Apologies for the running late today, but I was kind of getting some updates and looking forward to connecting with you all. So let me see here. I have a lot of stuff to talk about today, about focusing on the good things in life. So I talk a lot about how we need to set our intentions and how we want our day to go, but what happens in that in-between process. So I'm gonna kind of run through that along with some updates around the group mentorship coming up in a few weeks. I have a few updates with that, and the registration is going to be beginning soon. All right, so to begin, let's start with clearing the space, setting the intention, and I'll pull a card just to see what kind of theme we have for today. So rub your hands together, come into your heart, breathing in and out, and just connecting into this heart space, because this is where our power center lies, and the more often we revisit it, then the more familiar and stronger it becomes, and then we start to operate and live our daily life from this power center. We get our information from a very different place than the brain. Okay, and so I'm just going to clear, bathe, bless, purify, harmonize, and divinitize this space, the communication, the platform we're on, the spaces that each of you are in, whether you're watching in real time or at a future point, and allowing them, asking that they be harmonized with highest will, highest divine love. Okay. And just setting up this gathering today and calling everyone to come and stand in your mind's eye. You're stepping forward into a circle to receive whatever Spirit has for you. Yep. Okay, and from this place, just ask that whatever message needs to come through with the cards, you receive it. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle, pull some cards. All right. All right, so we got 2 today. So one of these came in for the group healing, so this past Saturday. So one is fire and the other one is earth, and so appropriate right now, everything that's going on with the earth. I'm feeling a lot of like nature connection, a lot of communication from Mother Earth, and a deeper connecting in. Also communication with like the elementals, really just the spirits of all the beings on this earth, and connecting into that vast network. It's almost like an internet in itself. You know, the trees have their network, all the various plants and the different animals, they all have a network that they communicate through and with that, you know, a lot of times we're just disconnected from, we don't realize. Some of the tribal cultures, you know, are very, very well aware of that. And they're able to tap in and connect, and that's what I'm seeing is coming up and is more available. So just let me run through and read a couple of things about these cards. So the first one is 15. The 15th card in the deck is called Fire, and it's around duality, creation, Kundalini, the rising phoenix, bringing conflict into harmony, intensity, transformation, the incredibleness of being alive, coalescence, and infinite energy. And the themes around this card are passion, motivation, destruction, power, illumination, determination, inner light, and forging forward transformation. Okay, and interesting. So these cards are back to back too in the deck. So just one card earlier, 14 is Earth, and that's nurture nature, looking after the planet, the ebb and flow of life, the loving embrace of Mother Nature, the natural beauty of death and decay, the microcosm, time and nature, ancestors, growth through weathering storms, nurturing self and heart so you may flourish. And the themes around this card are grounding, finding our roots, reliability, physical healing, nurture, solid foundations, fertility and vitality. Okay, so, you know, and fire just brings so much change too. So if I were to kind of give a reading around this, if I didn't have this book, I'd say fire is, think about the phoenix and the flame, so everything is kind of being burned up right now. And in this process, it's very, like if you think of a fire and the embers, the ashes that rise out of the fire, that's going up, up, up. So the energy is a very up energy, and then earth is pulling it down. And so there's almost like a balancing act happening here. That's the offering today. Of course, take of this what you want and release the rest, but that's kind of my sense here. Okay, so it's a balancing forces of above and below for, you know, for this dimension, and lack of better descriptors here. Okay, so come into your heart, listen from your heart space here as I share. So I want to focus on, let's see, the good things in life. So we talk about, when I began, I was talking about the setting your intentions for the day. You know, that's a big thing I talk about, because we begin to reprogram our life. Or we kind of set the intentions, we reprogram our day, we program our day first thing in the morning, and then we clear some of the accumulation in the evening. And so it's really powerful to start your day off with the intention. But what happens when you have distraction? So I'm going to give an example from my day today. I went outside, sat in the back porch, and I'm kind of surrounded with buildings here, but the back porch is beautiful. The sun was coming down, and I was connecting in, and then all of a sudden, all like hell breaks loose, and we have the garbage trucks coming in, the recycling, you know, all that glass, like, and they're just going down the road, and you can hear it like moving to the next road right next to me. And then it sounded like they were moving a building in, and had tractors running, and then a car alarm started going off, and I was sitting here in this state, and it was really like there's several different states I was in, several different layers of kind of perception of reality. But let's just say there's two, and then there's the one of like being here and this experience and kind of being pissed off and aggravated and feeling like the assault on the ears and the nervous system, and oh my gosh, won't it stop, you know? And then kind of giving up. There's that one aspect that was coming up. And then at the same time, there was a part of me that said, you've set your intention, continue to focus on where you want to go. And for me, it was connecting this big column of light from source. I was just really feeling it all the way down through my body into the earth, and breathing up earth into my being and expanding out. And so it was a challenge for a while there. And some days it's easier than others, but today I was really feeling and very much connected in to that column of light, let's say, that I could continue to focus despite the really overwhelming noises that were going around me, because it was an echo too. It wasn't just like the first noise, it was echo, echo, echo all around me. So it was, but I stayed with it. And so that I'm just using that as an example for our life, you know, whether you have kids or family members or whatever happens in life for you, that things are busy, animals, you know, come in and they just start fighting or barking or making noise. Continue to stay focused. It helps to have that intention to continue to stay focused when you begin. Also, that's why we practice. Because if I hadn't done the practice, if I hadn't worn that path out, you know, within my nervous system, within my energy centers, within my physical body, I wouldn't have been able to stay focused. But that's why we practice meditating. That's why we practice stillness. That's why we do the healing work. That's why we do the releasing, so we can be more present, and we do it in the quiet moments. So when the busy moments come around, we are well prepared, we are fortified. It's kind of like either building a muscle, or, you know, you're just putting on layers to help buffer you. And I'm not saying you need to buffer yourself from life, but it just helps it not be like right on your skin. It just gives you kind of like a little bit of leeway, a little bit of flexibility and reprieve when the overwhelm of information comes in. And I want to say that with this in mind, we have a lot of information spinning out there in reality. It's just being pumped in. It's being pumped into all the different streams of reality. As many different streams as possible, it's being pumped in. And a lot of it isn't for our highest health. It's to maintain disconnection. It's to maintain the sense of separation, of old frequency, of trauma, drama. It's trying to keep consciousness in a certain frequency. And the offering here is for you to begin to see that for what it is and begin to focus, use your intention to move out of that, because there will be more infiltration and overwhelming information. Begin to forge your path through all that static, through all that mess, and set your sights on what you want to create. Because I'm not saying that this is, once you decide what you want to create or be, or that you want to meditate, the path doesn't necessarily open up for you. It asks for you to commit. It asks for you to be dedicated. It asks that you show up consistently despite the external noise, despite the internal maybe grind or the resistances. It asks you to continue to step into a new way of being, and that can be uncomfortable at times until the either the resistance within you releases, the healing happens, and the new connections are made. So today I'm kind of describing what it's like on the other side. I've made the connections, and I was sitting in the noise, which is representative of, the noise that is going on in the world, both, like in the media, the sound waves, the frequencies just being emitted, and then the storylines as well. So that was my my moment to be kind of immersed in that noise and still continue to do my task, do my work, and anchor in that light and connect my being so I can be restored, so I can feel good, so I can move forward in life feeling at peace and move forward with ease and grace, because that's really the big focus here. Okay. So let me think here. Is there anything else I want to say about that? Oh, okay. So one way to do that too is begin to shift your filter. So it's easy to have our filter be shaped or put up by someone else, something else, what everyone else is doing or thinking or saying. And part of your daily intention, I want you to physically imagine pulling off whatever filter in life you have. Pull it off, and then replace it with the good things in life filter. I'm going to see and focus and find the good things in life. Universe, show me. Life, show me the good things in life. It is amazing how one situation can occur and how many different accounts of that same situation can arise. So for you get to pick what side, what perspective you pick up on. Why have it be the crappy thing? Why not focus on the good thing that happens? Even in tragedy, and I think I've talked about this before, even in the hard times, there can be beautiful things that happen. So choose your filter every morning. Put on the universe, show me. I choose to see, receive, and interact with the good things in life. Prove it to me. Show it to me. Let me feel it, sense it, see it, know it. And that is going to automatically, so the static that is being pumped out is here. That's going to put you here. And you're already going to be kind of floating on top of whatever's being pumped out. Now, there is a chance that, there can be a spike, it grabs you, and it kind of starts to pull you down. And that's when your tools and your practicing come in, you pull yourself out. You redirect your focus. You unplug and you disconnect from that frequency, and you come back into focusing on the good things in life. Sometimes it's hard. And then that's when you bring other skill sets in. That's when you take out time for yourself. That's when you spend time doing self-care to grieve, to heal, whatever it is you need. And then you move back into seeing the good things in life, opening your heart up. And use this in the morning. Set your intention for your day, what you're available for. Put your the good things in life filter on. And then open your heart wide open for that. So this, in that place, when you are asking to see, know, and be shown the good things in life, your heart can be wide open. Now, of course, that takes time for the heart to open. I don't expect everyone to say, oh yeah, I can just blast my heart, to the full degree. But it takes time. But allow for that and practice opening the heart to the good things in life. And that's a really great way to then begin to see the magic of creation around you, and that loosens up the throat. The throat has been enslaved. The throat has been locked down. And that begins to, by opening your heart, seeing the good things in life, that begins to loosen the mechanisms that have locked down your throat, that have blocked creativity and connection with your higher self. So this is one of the steps to beginning to free yourself. Open the heart, good things in life. Feel that experience, live that experience, and notice what happens. Things are going to inevitably break out, like kind of break off and rise to the surface to be healed. There might be that healing crisis where the stuff that you thought you forgot about rises to the surface. That's simply coming up to be witnessed and to be released. So you don't have to stay in that. You witness it, you release it, and you move forward, seeing the good things in life. Okay. So with that being said, that's about the extent of what I had to talk about today. I don't feel compelled that there needs to be a healing on any part. I want you to go out and kind of practice this, changing your filter, and write this down too. One more thing, write it down. So for your morning practice, write down what it's going to look like. You wake up, you listen to a meditation, you do some movement, you do say some affirmations in the mirror, and then you have your good things in life filter that you put on, and you open your heart. But write this down, see what works for you, experiment with it, but show up each and every day, each and every morning. It's a new day to rewrite. Some days I wake up and I feel super crappy. I feel the tug, like the pull of life just kind of dragging me down. And I lay there and I think, okay, I'm feeling this. Historically, this would have taken me way down. What do I choose? What am I available for? And I say, fuck that. I am not available. Here I go. And I'm going to do breath of fire. I'm going to listen to uplifting, affirmative meditations. I'm going to look at myself in the mirror, and I'm going to choose my reality, because that is what I have created and fortified in my being, like through my nervous system, through the meridians in my body. That is the really strong highway in my system that's available now. And I say that about myself because it's available for you as well. My system was very, for a long time, very weak and kind of holy, like sponge-like, very much an empath and a sensitive, and life kind of had some ups and downs that kind of tore my energy system up. And I tell you, from the place I was at, where it was hard to even function in life, to where I am now, I know that you can do this. I know that it is possible. I can say that from the core of my being, just how low that I went. If I can do it, and I can, let's just say, climb my way out of it, and find my way, that this is available for you. And perhaps in the future, or maybe in some groups or something, I'll talk about that a little bit more in detail, what that was like for me. But just know that you're not alone in whatever struggle that you're going through, and that those are the moments when you're down at your lowest low. That is when your soul can spring into action. That is where that soul point and choice comes from. The reason that we're worn down to like paper thin, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, energetically, physically, mentally, whatever it is is so we can break through the illusion that we're separate, so we can break through the role that we've taken on in this world and realize who we truly are. So although it's super uncomfortable and scary and destabilizing when we get worn down, when we kind of hit our rock bottom, when that is the moment though when you have the greatest opportunity to spring back up, really. And so for me, it felt like a kind of a climbing out for a while, but it is my hope for you. And the reason I show up in these videos, we do the group healings, why I do the work that I do, so people don't have to climb their way out in the same way. It's more of a, you go, you be with yourself, you release, and then you begin to bloom open, you spring upwards, where it's not that climb of desperation. Oh, there were some times, I tell you. So take that in for yourself and just know that you're seen, you're witnessed, and that it is the low times are here to help your soul, like the force of your soul, really begin to shine through and break through and reveal itself in the physical form that you are. So it gets so paper thin, so really your soul can come in and take over. So instead of the CEO of your brain and your ego running the show, it switches over to your higher self, the one with the eagle-eye view, the one with the direct connection to source and highest unconditional love. That's who desires to come in and take up ownership, to take up residency and rulership really in your being, and rulership in the way that it's a co-creative process with your physical body, with Mother Earth, and with all of creation. And when you begin to embody that, then you begin to breathe life. And what I'm seeing right now is, as you bring in more of yourself, what happens is you breathe in the cosmos into your body, the stars, the planets, the in-between spaces into your body, and you exhale more of that out, and you become one with the flow of creation, where you're not separate, and yet you are still an individual expression of God, of creation, of source. And so then that's when your remembering story begins. So until you have your breakdown or the epiphany or that awakening moment, you are playing the forgetting game. And when you hit your low point, that's when the remembering game starts. So you have forgetting, and then you have remembering, coming back online. And it's kind of a rough start. It's kind of like a plane trying to take off for the first time. And that's not to say it's like that for everybody, but just I want you to feel like if it's not this flowy, magical, angels, God, universe kind of situation, that's okay. Because we're here in this body. It gets messy, it gets ugly. You know, we ugly cry, there's snot coming out, there's anger, there is inappropriate, emotional expression sometimes, in the middle of a store or whatever. And, get support so you don't have to go through that, is my point. I'm just trying to make it lighthearted here, where the ups and downs don't have to be, or it's okay to have your ups and downs. All right, so final thing I want to talk about. So this group mentorship that has been coming in, I am so excited. It's finally like the feeling of the group is like came to me this morning. I've brought in, I've kind of, the essence of the group has come into me. It's all written down, the format, etc. But today the feeling, the vibe, the personality of the group mentorship offering is making itself known. It's showing me its colors. It's saying, oh, here, I'm going to do this and that. And so I just wanted to share a little bit about that with you. I want this to be I'm going to say container, but like a supportive experience for those who have really been practicing their tools, who feel confident to kind of stand on their own 2 feet, and also share and express in a small group experience. And I want it to be where I almost take your hand and say, okay, y'all, this is what I'm doing in my day-to-day. you're going to be you, but let me walk you through what I'm doing to stabilize myself, to support my experiences, to bring in more of me. Oh, and by the way, these things are cool. Let's try these out. And really kind of have not a tailor-made experience, but an experience where we open up to the uniqueness of you in a supportive, like, group environment, and give you options for ways to grow your root system, ways to embody yourself and expand yourself in different ways, and permission and the kind of the fire to say yes to yourself. So my first module, there's gonna be 4. The first one is finding your fuck yes. You know, and I don't mean that in a swear word way. I mean it in the very emphatic, like, fuck yeah, yeah. Like, whoo, you're feeling the fire, feeling the yes for you, capital Y-O-U. So that is our beginning foundation. And what I want to introduce to you all with that is taking that and creating a morning practice. And so that will be a very important part. And I'm going to actually walk you through some, yoga moves to warm up the spine in the morning, some breath work, and then the affirmations that I do. So you all can be armed with a cool new way to start your day, and you can adjust it for you. See how it works, and then begin to make it your own and share ideas with one another. Oh, wouldn't this be cool if I did this? And then share it with the group. So that's kind of what I want to offer for you all. If it speaks to you, I'm going to be starting this group actually a week early. I was going to do it on May 26th, but I'm going to start May 18th, and it's going to be a Tuesday. So we'll meet for 4 Tuesdays, and then we'll have a final individual session with me the following week to follow up. And the price is going to be really good because it's a new group. I've held groups before, but not officially like this. So I want it to be one where, we can kind of have this new experience together, and you're getting a really good deal for the gatherings, the session, and the group healings that you'll be a part of. So if you have any questions, feel free to direct message me. But otherwise, check out, I'm going to be updating the link on my website in my bio in a few days, and that'll give you some more information, but I'm happy to answer questions on here as well. So if you, let me think. I don't think there's anything else. Hold on. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about those physical practices today, and then I'll start to mention more about what the group contains and what it'll be like as in the future Instagram lives, and probably do some posts on it as well. All right, so thank you for being here. So great to see you all, and I look forward to connecting next week. Big love.